To ask about off-season goals, what you're working on, what you're trying to do going into the summer.
I mean, I'm working on basically everything. I think, my role is definitely going to increase a lot compared to, this past year. And so I'm working on a lot of ball screen reads, different footwork off the pin downs, off movement shooting, and really just getting stronger in the weight room. Body's priority right now, getting more flexible, putting on more pounds.
Do the coaches give you guys like a list of stuff they want you to do in the off season, or how does that?
Yeah, we've been meeting with them.
About it?
Yeah, we've been kind of talking about it here and there. They've been giving us film. We have this little group chat. They've been giving us film, Coach Sabino, about different stuff that we can work on. Kind of mimicking the little some NBA players. There's a bunch of different ones. But yeah, we've been having workouts as well, guards and forwards and stuff like that. So yeah, we've just been working.
I don't know if you guys can talk about it, but you guys have 3 new additions to the team. What are your thoughts on it, on the guys?
Yeah, definitely great pieces to come in. We got a team that can really go like we did last year. But hopefully we just have a better season. That's it. We can only ask to get better as players. With our new additions, they're definitely going to come in ready to go. They're older guys, so they know how college works. And just get ready for Corona, and then we'll be ready for this next season. So
about those new additions, one of them obviously Donovan Dent. I think you have pretty good familiarity with him playing, Cardinals Centennial, Auburn Westlake. Just what are your first impressions of him, and what do you guys remember about him when you guys played New Mexico earlier this year?
I mean, know Donnie for years, but I think last week, right, when they were here, was my first time actually talking to him. And I think we're going to get along very well. He's very down-to-earth, humble guy, and he really just wants to work. You guys seen it. Like, he killed us. He's downhill playmaking, can shoot the ball, and so he's going to be a great addition to the team.
Yeah, definitely that factor we need that can get downhill and spray the ball out to shooters and find guys and push the ball up the court as well. So it's definitely a good addition to have to a very point guard like that. So.
With Lazar and Kobe leaving, is there any talk about you playing 3 next year?
Yeah, that's really been the idea for me to play the 3. It's my natural position. We kind of played a little small ball with Tyler after 5 last year. And with our new recruits coming in, we got bigger, more size in our power forward position. Really just kind of do the same thing I did this year, just probably more higher volume and more consistent. That's all you can ever ask for. Hit shots and play defense. That's kind of just been my job here. So.
Is the biggest transition in doing that defensively, would you say?
Oh, no, not at all. It's really the same for me. What y'all don't know is I played guard my whole life. I actually played point guard, I played shooting guards. Really until college, I started playing the forward position just because of my height. But Cronin seen me play the guard position before, and he knows I can do it. Being that wing, just being on transition, flying around defensively is just my job here. So.
When you were at Oklahoma State, is that what you played primarily, or what position?
So Oklahoma State began the season, I started at point guard. Then I was eventually moved down to the forward and the 5. So I played all positions in college, so I'm comfortable playing wherever.
So same question to you, what's kind of your off-season goals as far as what you're working on?
Shooting. I want to be the best shooter, of course. Working on right-hand stuff because I'm left-handed. And other than that, just my body. Everything's more body-wise than that. It's good. Everything more body-wise than that. Just staying stronger, getting my hops back. I know y'all haven't seen me dunk a lot this year. I did that on purpose, so I can come back dunk this year. So it's time.
Trent, can you talk about just, what are some of the discussions that you and the coach had as far as your role this upcoming year?
Shoot. I mean, just do everything 3 times as better. I'm going to be out there coming with Donovan and Sky in our guard position and Eric Freeney. But yeah, I'm a sophomore next year. I got to make sure I got to do everything at a higher level, and I got to produce 3 times as much as I did this year.
And then on this past season, what are some of the things you learned that you're going to take forward to next season?
This past season, I learned how to stay patient while being impatient at the same time. So now it's my time to work. This offseason, I'm going hard. I'm about to work out probably after this interview. Yeah.
And then my last one, was I paying attention to the Florida stuff? Like, how crazy was it? I know just on the outside world, it was a bunch of craziness going on. What was y'all expecting just about the Florida when was y'all paying attention okay, this person?
The portal's crazy for a guy that was in it last year. glad I got out of it when I did and landed at home. So for people that are in it, I think this year was 2,500 people in it, which is a lot of players trying to go to high major schools. I'm pretty sure everybody's trying to move up. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough in the portal. Coaches only got so many spots, and players are trying to move up all the time. So I think if you're in that portal, just be sure, be smart where you go. So.
You guys, this was your first year for both of you at UCLA. Obviously, we know about your time with the basketball team, but what are your thoughts on UCLA as a school?
I love it. It's home here. Like UCLA was a dream school growing up, like I said before in the past, and it's everything that I kind of imagined. You know, weather's great, school's great, basketball's great.
Yeah, same thing. It's the dream school I didn't know I'd be at. So I think just having the environment here, you know, everybody here is top of the line athletes, top of the line facilities, coaches. And you're in LA. How could you beat that?
You got a lot of resources out there.
Trent, people say the biggest jump comes between freshman and sophomore years for a lot of people. Have you heard that? Has anybody talked to you about that and, you know, given you advice that, you know, this is a big summer for you?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. To be honest, I kind of heard like, you know, freshman year was different for me. Everybody had high expectations of, you know, me possibly going to the draft this year, me possibly playing more, you know, what ifs, all, but it didn't happen. You know, I was behind DA, I was behind Sky, and I learned from it. I had to stay patient. I had to keep working, keep my head down. And so the biggest jump for me is just basically staying locked in. You know, I know what I can do. I know I can impact the game, but I'm gonna have to do that at a high level next year.
You mentioned those what ifs, and I think a lot of people were wondering about your status, for returning. You know, did it ever cross your mind even entertaining entering the portal, or did you always know you were coming back?
Shoot, I had a lot of talks with coaches. Honestly, like I just had to do what's best for me. Like at the end of the day, I'm very logical. So I'm not going to be quick to go one way or another. But of course, there's a reason why I'm staying. I had a lot of talks, my parents did, and yeah, I'm here. So that's all that matters.
When you guys start summer workouts as a team?
We're starting July. July.
And just as far as, you know, obviously, big surprise with the Dailey leaving. What was your guys' I guess, initial reactions, and have you guys had any contact with the Dailey since then?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, we love a die. We always gonna love a die. I mean, Mara Mania was the thing this year. In the past 2 years, he's a great guy. You know, like we said, everybody gotta do what's best for them. We completely understand that. It's no bad blood. We love a die. Like it was his birthday after he left. We gave him hugs. Like it's nothing wrong with that. I respect everybody's decision because everybody has to make hard decisions at the end of the day, bro. And if he's gonna do great things where he's at, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, just like he said, Adai's a great human being. And you know, a little personal opinion, I just don't like how, you know, that his persona, the media, talk about how he's a bad person, and that you know, how he's asking for way too much. Adai's a great player. I don't believe he asked for anything at all. He wanted to come back, but he had to do his best for him. And I just don't want the media to, you know, portray him like that.
Have you found a fellow podcaster yet for your next
I got some ideas. We got some ideas. I can't tell y'all who, but we got some ideas coming. I'm thinking about it. We're gonna see what this summer holds. So, yep.
My last one. I mean, obviously, like I said, first year with UCLA, but now you know what the Big Ten travel is like. How do you feel? How do you feel the team's going to be prepared for that going into next year?
Lucky for us, we don't got to go to Indiana next year. We don't got to go to Maryland. You know, we get a chiller schedule next year. So that helps. We got the hard part out the way. Just flying to the East Coast so many times. We still gonna have to fly to the East Coast. We play New York and stuff. But it should be we should be more prepared body wise. Know how it feels. So.
I mean, it'll be a lighter traveling schedule, but the team's no joke.
Yeah, teams. Yeah, Big Ten is always gonna be the Big Ten, and we're ready for it.
Yeah.
And obviously, preseason rankings don't mean anything, but a lot of people are, you know, early speculation, top 10, top 15 type of team. What kind of team do you think people can expect this upcoming year?
Team that's going to win a lot of games. More games than we did last year. We had a good season last year, in my opinion, for a first-year team. But definitely a lot more wins. Hopefully we can get a lot more fans next year throughout the whole season, just consistently. That's my biggest thing. I feel like if we go to a school like this, it should be packed out every game. I was in Oklahoma State last year, and we sucked, and we still had fans. So I think, you know, UCLA, we should definitely have some fans here. But that's really it. We just want to just improve on what we already built. We got the same court with some added pieces, and we're gonna really kick things off this year. It's gonna be a good year for us.
Yeah. I mean, go back to what he said. Like, I think we're just gonna have a lot more cohesiveness. I feel like personally, the first year was more of like a figuring out period. Even though we had like about 23, 22 wins, we still had to figure out, the system. We were all new last year. We had to figure out Cronin. He's a great coach, but not easy to play for. So I think coming in next year, we're gonna have a bunch of more leadership to help with, the new guys, the older guys coming in and just say like, hey, this is how it's gonna be done, and then go from there.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
guys. Appreciate it.